Okay, so what we have here is my silhouette plinking target. I made this from scrap pieces of steel I had laying around the house. No welding was required, it's all done by bolts. I did it like this because I haven't got a welder. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to weld. So what I've used is some steel tubing, 25mm box, left over from a project I was doing on my house. So after getting the measurements of what I call the legs, how high it stands, the feet to keep it stabilised on the ground, and the top bar, how wide it is, we then go and cut all the steel to the length that we want. Here you can see what I've called the legs. They'll stand vertical and give the target the height. Every piece is going to need 2 holes drilled at the end so they can be bolted together. Before drilling, you should put all the pieces together and measure and mark where the hole's going to go. I didn't bother about doing this, I just drilled the holes. So we flip it over and drill 2 more holes. But every piece needs 2 holes each end for bolts to go through to hold it and keep it steady. And for hole number 2. So all the pieces are cut and drilled. You see the 2 feet which go horizontal along the ground and keep it sturdy, the legs which give the target the height, and the long piece is the crossbar which gives the target the width. Remember to measure and get all the measurements before you start cutting and drilling. I just did it ad hoc. Okay, so there's more drilling here. Drilling 2 holes right in the middle of the 2 feet which run horizontal along the ground to keep it stable, and that's where the legs which go vertical will join into. And the last bit of drilling is the top bar, the crossbar, which defines the length of the target. Again, we just want to drill 2 holes in each end to bolt to the legs. I'd like to say that perhaps this isn't the best way to do the drilling and the sawing that I've been doing. You should have a good workbench with clamps and a good vise, which will make the job so much easier and safer. So there's 2 holes drilled. I'm going to flip it over and do 2 more at the other end. So now all the drilling and sawing is done, it's time to start bolting the pieces together. Here I'm joining the horizontal feet to the vertical legs. Once we get the bolts through, we'll put some nuts on there and tighten them up. I'll just tighten them up by hand for now. When it's all pieced together, then I'll go back with a spanner and screwdriver. So just continue and bolt everything together, and we'll end up with a frame that looks a little bit like this. See, if you could actually weld them together, you'd get a much better looking frame. But for the tools I've got and the time I've put into it, I think it ends up looking pretty good. It may not be 100% square, but doesn't matter, I'm only going to shoot at it. Now we need a way to hang the targets off the frame. You can see I marked along the top where I'm going to drill some holes into. So I'm going to mount 3 targets to this, so we need to drill 3 holes through the top. The first hole straight in the middle, hole number 2. You can space these out however you want. You can have 3, 4, 5 targets, that's up to you. And hole number 3. Again, I advise you to use a proper workbench with the appropriate tools to clamp down onto to make it stable. Unfortunately, I just don't have that. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3 holes through the top, through the bottom as well. To hang the targets from the frame, I found some wire down the shed. I'm just gonna, with a pair of pliers, make a loop and go round and round. After filming this little bit, I found it was actually easier to use 2 pair of pliers, one in each hand. If you're really good, I don't know, maybe you could use your feet. You can see there, that's the kind of effect I'm looking for. So we'll get these galv timber screws which I had lying around the shed as well, and we'll poke that through the middle. So I've got 3 pieces of wire now with the end how I want it. So we're just going to measure the length of how far the target's going to hang down. Then we're going to cut the wire to that length, which I'm doing now. You just can't see it. And just using a pair of pliers. So we'll flip the frame upside down and get ready to drill the galv screws into position with the wires. I will move the camera in for a better angle. Action cam. So here we're drilling the first one. You can see I'm using a drill bit to screw these in really easy. Here we'll put in the second wire and the third wire. And in goes number 3. Okay, so we'll flip the frame back upright and just straighten the wires up. There we go. They're looking good. For the actual targets I'll be shooting with, just grab anything that you don't mind shooting at. What you see here, these come on a pallet just to keep it all snug and tight together, and I've got heaps of these sitting down the shed. So I'll flatten it out here, and I'm going to drill a small hole into one top edge. And there's the hole. And after I've got the hole done, which you can see here, there we go. I just want to flatten it back down again, so it's not too big of a target. There we go, just flatten it back down. So there we go. All I'm going to do now with that hole is use the wire to hook onto it. So we'll grab the trusty pliers again and make a little hook on the end of the wire. And we'll put the wire through the hole. And once it's through the hole, go back to the pliers and just tighten it up a little bit so it doesn't fall off. So there we go, we've got one hanging target. Just do this for the other 2. So you can use anything for your targets, but what I've got here is something that a good friend has done for me. Some nice galv plating. Cut them into different diameter circles and the big square, which is a bit thicker. So at some stage I'll paint these up and put them on. Smaller ones here are ideal for an air rifle. So there's my 3 targets. So a bit of paint, I've actually got some leftover engine enamel here. Let's paint it nice and bright. Why just stop at the targets? Let's make the whole frame nice and bright. And if you're wondering, that is Chevy orange. Or is that supposed to be Chevy red? I've sped this last bit of painting up, but in total the whole project only took about 2 hours, as I had everything I needed at home. So there we go, it doesn't look too bad. And I got a nice, nicely painted bit of ground there too. And don't forget to join me when I go and test this target out. I'll be doing that over the next few days. Should be good. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I thought I did pretty good for someone who's got no skills.